Hi guys, Mikey here. So today I just want to make a video to show you guys my two farm chainsaws. I got all the farm saws, the Atlas and the Timber Pro and steel. Two steels, homelites and Ryobi Husqvarnas. And this homelight, Super XL. If you guys are wanting to wander in the thoughts in your head, if you're wandering in your heads thinking about what ways did it compare to the Husqvarna 455? Well, I'll tell you. The 455 wrencher is a lightweight saw. It's a 55.5 cc, and it has a farm tough 20-inch bar, 20-inch chain. You could definitely get those at Tractor Supply and Lowe's for a good price on these, but they're good Husqvarna chainsaws. They'll last forever, just like the steel does. And the Homelight XL12 or Super XL, whichever, but I like to call it an XL12, which I do have an XL12, but it's being used as for part saw only, to keep the saw running. But I decided to put the guard on it because I like to use it with the guard, just like in the old days, right before modern ones with chain brakes come out. There are some of them that had chain brakes, but the XO12 does. But even that. But these saws are old discontinued models, which they were definitely introduced in 1975, which is the red saw, to 1990s. When they get ready to discontinue them, it was the blue limited edition, the big red, and the old blue. And this is right before that was the last one on the markets. But this one is a 58.2 cc, which is about same height as the 455 is. But this one don't even have a decompression release button. But there's the XL400 that's looking exactly compared to this, but that has one. The XL400 has a decompression release button, but I don't even have that because these are the only working ones I'm gonna be able to get. But with the Homelight, the big one, I've seen these on YouTube where other folks been playing with them, using them cutting firewood on their channels. But if I wanted to have one for myself, because I really think they're pretty cool old chainsaws to have around the farm. But if I always wanted to try one out, because I always never seen a Homelight Super XL in person in real life, but I had. But even that, I'm not that entirely sure if the Homelight Super XL was supposed to be used in the Leatherface movie, or it was an XL 130, or not that. They used the Homelight 600D, the 77 cc's. But the Homelight company isn't around no more. But you could definitely still get those aftermarket parts for these things off of eBay. You can definitely find those online, it was definitely a good thing, good idea. But Homelight Super XL has been around a decade ago. They were definitely introduced in 1964, which is a regular XL12, to 1985 when they changed them into a newer style like this one, which has had a bigger piston and cylinder. The older ones had points condenser, and this one definitely had solid state. I saw this thing 3 years ago in 2020 at a yard sale in Ashland, but the guy told me it ran, but he never used it that long because he decided to quit using it because he was using the steel MS 461. But I definitely want to give this thing a try when me and Jim go out and cut firewood again this year. Maybe not cut long with it, probably just had a lot of fun with it by using it to buck up wood. But I don't see having a chainsaw collection that chainsaws that don't run. I'd rather them run and put them on a shelf wherever I need them as backup, just in case. If one don't start, I always take one with me in the back of the side-by-side, just in case if one breaks down or one gets stuck in a wedge. But it's there when I need them. They're there when I need them, just in case. But even that, I know you've seen it a lot of time on my channel, but I know y'all like homelites out there. I know all of you fans out there love horror movies, including Leatherface movies. But this one is actually in maximum overdrive. If you guys had watched the scene in Maximum Overdrive where the boy is traveling through a neighborhood into his bicycle, but you could see that saw was the one from Maximum Overdrive, which it had an upside down 20-inch homelite bar, which is they're about the same saw, which is they're the same. But even that, these were made in the 80s and 70s, and right before the 90s. But even that, it's just original saw. Everything works on it, just like the modern one. Almost the same. But even that's a guard, that's not a chain brake. But I like the fuel and oil on the top a lot more better than the ones on the side, on the modern ones. They should have made them like a metal ones like this one a long time ago. But they used to, but they don't no more. They just made them out of plastic. But there are metals onto these saws. All of them plastic saws do got metals, some of them do. But I really like both of my farm saws. If I'm going to cut firewood with my dad, this is the only saw I'm going to be using in my videos when I get my GoPros recharged, and probably try to use them and upload them onto my phone and even my laptop. But if it takes long on my GoPro app, I'll just use my laptop if I need to. But even that, I'll send likes on my videos when my videos are up. I always like to give my likes on my videos. But even that, it's been a good saw. I like that saw so far. When I used it a long time ago, when I was in the 20s, when I was 20 years old. But I'm still in a young age. But even now, I do look the same. But even that. But this thing used to ran crazy on me when I used it. It started to act up on me like crazy, but it was bogging. It was bogging like crazy, screaming like hell. But even that, I do have an XL12, but I took the XL12 carburetor off and put it on this and changed the reeds out of it and put the aftermarket reeds in, where it seals up and makes them run better. But I turned low and high in just a bit, just to give it a little bit of power. Not much more power, because I don't want them running too lean all the way in to make their RPMs go a lot higher, because I don't want to burn their motors up. Because I don't want to burn the motor up on this, because I like to have them at fat RPMs, which is it was safe for the engine to cool off when using it. They both got 20-inch bars, 20-inch chains, but even that, this saw looks almost exactly just like the one in the Leatherface movie, but it's definitely close, but they're almost the same. They're almost. But only difference is the Super XL's got a bigger piston and cylinder compared to my dad's Husqavra 460 Rancher. Now the 455, I'm going to give you a little bit of some of the histories of it. When I first started using my dad's Husqvarna 455 wrencher when I was 18, I actually used it a lot, but it definitely drop start a lot better with a decompression release button on it, and almost similar to a Husqvarna 240, but it's a trimming saw, tree limbing saw. But I don't use the 240 to hoe much. But I like that one better with a bigger bar, bigger motor. But when I first seen that saw, I saw the movie of Texas Chainsaw 3D movie. This was the saw it was used, with a 24-inch bar on it. Some folks still call them 23-inch bars, but it was a 24-inch bar. Bubba Sawyer has the 455 wrencher. He made it look good, just like the movie. Bubba, you did a good job since about 7 years ago when you done it. But I kind of thought about doing it to mine, but I just don't want to do that because it's a brand new saw, almost like new, but it's 4 years old, 2019 model. But this one is probably a 50 or 30-year-old saw. This thing was definitely probably made in 1975 or 1987, I think. But it's made in Charlotte, North Carolina, made in USA. And this thing is made in USA, but this is a USA Husqvarna 455. But there is a newer version 455 with gray gas cap and gray oil tank, which is the Mark II 455, they're the same, but they definitely making them as a next generation 455s in the future. Make them look good make them look very much better as the original orange. But even that, I usually do run them both at the same time, but not at the same time all the time. But I'll definitely try to get them fired up for you and let you all listen to them run at the same time. Well, they both look similar. They're both at the same height. They're both at the same sound level, which is they're supposed to be. But they're both pretty good farm cutters. They're both good saws. I don't usually use them the whole lot, but sometimes I do when I had to go cut through a big tree. But if you guys like Husqvarnas, you can get a Husqvarna or a Steel or an Echo, but not Poland's. But I did use a Put-On Pro a while back, but one time it happened, but it just definitely gave up and started spraying gas onto the muffler. But But it's definitely a piece of junk. But I would not buy a Poland if I was you guys. But I know some of you guys love Poland. But I don't. Polands are absolute garbage. Do not buy them. Because I would definitely recommend to get a Husqavra or get a homelite from the yard sale or eBay. That's what you can get. But these saws do start and run on first pull, but some of them I don't even want to work on to get them running. But I'm still trying my best to find my grandfather's other steel chainsaw. His is a 029 Super, or 029, which is it's an older version of an MS290, which is they are the same. But if I do find my grandfather's 029 in the garage, I'll definitely have a good saw added to the collection and replace the 031 AV. But to me, I don't think I'm not going to get the 031 AV running good. Since it had a bar that with it, I might be able to switch the bar out from the 029 and put the 20-inch bar on it, because I like to run saws with bigger bars. With bigger bars on them. Because that's what I like. That's my decision with bigger bars. But 18-inch bars are okay. They're okay for medium-sized jobs. But 18-inch bars are okay. But even that, the CS590 chain fit on the Super XL, which it was kind of nice. And it's a lot more sharper than a Husqvarna chain. I don't think Husqvarna chain would not be able to fit onto this saw, but I might try to get a Husqvarna chain and see if it'll fit onto this saw, but not. I'll just stick with the Echo chain and the Oregon chain. But I'll definitely get the Oregon chain sharper, make it sharper as that chain that's already on. But even that, I try to get it to look good as best as I can, but that's all I could definitely do to it. Light red, dark red, whatever. But the paint does wear out all the time. Goes back to the original paint. But that's all it ends when it ends well. So that's it. But if you guys love Homelites, which is their professional homeowner saw, these are the ones that you can get from eBay or the yard sale, Facebook Marketplace, or flea markets. You can find these anywhere. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace, or state sale, or yard sale, or garage sale, and flea markets. You can find these, but those other ones are a little bit hard to find. The blue versions are hard to find. But the reds are one of my favorite colors because it blends in with the yard machines, Troy belts, and Homelite, Weed Whacker. But these are the only working ones I get. But the XO12 is definitely not worth it for me. I'm just going to use the XO12 as for parts to keep this saw going. But even that, very nice looking Super XL and the Husky 455. They're both replica chainsaws. Such a beautiful, nice day out today. But mowing season's not here yet, but we're getting close. But all the grass is definitely getting green, as you can see. Mowing season's almost here. It's almost. Well, there it is. There's the video on my two farm chainsaws. Homelight Super XL or XL12 and Husqvarna 455 Rancher. farm tough. Anyways, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't miss out more videos. Don't miss out. Thanks for watching.